by the time I had 6 months of sobriety, I no longer needed a liver transplant, and Marley's Mutts was born.
If you're happy and you know it, do a spin.
I walked to the front of the house, opened the door to see Lola and a German Shepherd-sized coyote in a fist fight on the lawn.
Now, most of you know my segments, why I don't have kids, why I don't have a husband, and I've done a lot of them because I never stop running out of ideas and reasons, because kids are sticky, and I hear husbands also can be sticky. That's why I have dogs. And it gave me an idea for a new segment I'm calling Why We Don't Deserve Dogs. It's like a children's series.
Yeah.
Is it? Is this like for a morning show we're gonna try to do soon? Okay. Okay. This good boy has a special way of saying hello. Isn't that cute?
So cute.
It's so cute. You know, for some reason, whenever I do it, Portia's like, stop, don't, oh, my back. Here's a dog who went to the park with his owner. He still hasn't met his grandkids, but he's there every day with his dog. Oh. Here's the last one.
If you're happy and you know it, do a spin. If you're happy and you know it, do a spin. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, do a spin.
Okay, I'm not doing Sober January, so I've got to ask. There were 2 of them, right? I saw 2 dogs.
There's 2.
Okay. Your story is amazing, what you're doing is amazing, and I can't wait for more people to hear about this because it really does need to go everywhere. So you started out in a very dark place. Explain, if you can, in a brief amount of time, your history.
Well, my love affair with alcohol and drugs began at a very early age. For as long as I can remember, I could not live in my own skin, you know, and alcohol and drugs were the only thing that helped me feel like I could be alive in me. By the time I was 17, I was an everyday drinker. I got kicked out of college, started using heavy drugs, started selling heavy drugs, and just disappeared into a bottomless pit of negativity, self-hatred, and with no way out. And at 28 years old, in 2008, I started to turn yellow. I started to swell up in my belly, my ankles. I started to bleed from places you're not supposed to bleed. And I was diagnosed with end-stage liver disease. I was checked into Bakersfield Memorial Hospital, and they gave me 90 days to live without a liver transplant. I was gonna die in 90 days without a liver transplant.
And the turning point was?
There were quite a few turning points. The first big turning point was that my dad never gave up on me. And my dad helped me get into the Comprehensive Transplant Center. Thank you, Dad. I love you, Dad. And we got admitted to the Comprehensive Transplant Center. They sent me home basically on hospice to the care of my dad and my dogs to wait 6 months and try to qualify for a liver transplant. And one day I was in bed with all of my dogs, and I had, soiled the bed, which happened regularly at the time. And I had to undress, which was very painful at the time. And I walked into the bathroom, and as I passed the mirror, I was shocked at what I was confronted with. I didn't recognize what I was looking at. This scared, yellow person. I remember making contact with my eyes and not recognizing what I saw, like not understanding who was looking back at me. And I could feel my dogs behind me. And I look back at them, and all 3 of them, Marley, Tug, and Buddy, are looking up at me like I am just Matthew McConaughey mixed with Barack Obama. There's nothing going wrong. Everything is going to be okay. Dad, we see you. We see you, Dad. We see you. And I hadn't seen myself for forever, And that day, we just decided that if I couldn't live for myself, I was going to try and live for them. And, it gets better. And so that day, that became the first day of the rest of our lives, and we just committed to trying to get well. So we just started walking in the mountains, started with my pack, we started adding dogs, adding foster dogs, and I couldn't get very far at first, but started to be able to walk, then hike, then jog, and one dog became 3, became 5, became 15. Walking in the mountains, I started the large dog foster program for the Humane Society and for Canine Canyon Ranch. And by the time I had 6 months of sobriety, I no longer needed a liver transplant, and Marley's Mutts was born.
That's beautiful. So, yeah, and a lot of shelters won't take large dogs because they can't keep them in there. So
It's incredibly difficult.
So then you start positive change.
Positive change,
Positive
baby.
change. And this is the best idea. Explain what you're doing with dogs in prisons. Why didn't anyone else think of this?
Thank you, Ellen. I agree. Positive change should be ubiquitous, and it should be in every prison in the United States. In the United States of America, we incarcerate 2.5 million people. That directly affects 10 million children. In the United States of America, we also surrender millions of dogs to shelters all over the country, resulting in more than 1 million euthanasias. It was our idea to create positive change, to provide hope and opportunity for incarcerated people and pets. They've been completely disenfranchised, both communities, for so long, and we have a real opportunity to provide hope and opportunity for them. So Positive Change is a 14-week-long live-in rescue dog program where we go to local animal shelters, high-risk animal shelters. We pull dogs from those shelters and we send them to 5 maximum security prisons and 1 girls' juvenile facility to live for 14 weeks in prison with their student inmates. We go in every week, and we're training the Canine Good Citizen certification, where the dogs become therapy dogs by the time they graduate, and all of our student inmates have a vocational certificate when they graduate.
So they have something to do when they get out.
100%. So to date, we have graduated 650 students, 250 dogs, and 50 of our students have been released onto the streets. 0 of them have gone back to prison. That's 0% recidivism. The national average is 70%. Thank you.
It's amazing. And I mean, animals can change you in the most positive ways. And I always think that kids should grow up with pets, because when you grow up with an animal, you know what unconditional love is. So I love that that's happening in prisons, and really this should happen in every prison, because in every, like you say, there's a prison in every city, there's a kill shelter in every city, and you can take these dogs and see how much love they give to the prisoners and how much the dogs get, and it's fantastic. All right, well, we've partnered with Tis Best. They want to give you $20,000. So from Tis Best, $20,000 for you, and one more thing. Tis Best charity gift cards are a better gift for any occasion, so they also want to give you $5,000 as a gift card, and you can give it to any charity of your choice. To experience true power of giving, visit tisbest.org and go to our website to find out how you can help Zach and Positive Change program. This is a fantastic idea. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. Our next guest is an amazing woman who has rescued dozens of animals, and recently, when one of her dogs became sick, her students set up a lemonade stand to help pay the medical bills. From Raleigh, North Carolina, please welcome Jen and her fiance, Jim. Hello, you two. Well, this is really cool. So you are huge animal lovers, which
Yes.
I love, and I love that, obviously, that you are animal lovers. How many do you have? What do you have?
We have 4 dogs that we have permanent in our home. But we have a sliding door policy for dogs, so we have anywhere between 4 and 7 or 8 at our house.
Because you foster.
Yes, we foster.
So that's amazing. And is that tough for them to get along when you bring new dogs in?
They're pretty good. The Peters listen to us really well.
The Peters?
Yeah, we have 2 dogs named Peter, the 2 big ones.
We do.
So they came in both with the name Peter?
Yeah, a lot of our dogs are, well, all of our dogs are rescues, but a lot of them have been in the shelter for a long time or off the streets, and the last thing we want to do is confuse them by changing their name. So if we find out their name, we stick with it. And the Peters listen really, really well. They're the bigger ones. So if a new dog comes in, we say, hey, Big Peter, knock it off, or Little Peter, or, they're good.
They're getting more used to it.
Yeah. So which one is Pearl? Pearl is the one in the right there.
Curly.
And it looks like you rescue a lot of pit bulls, which is good for you because, look, I know it's controversial, but they're sweet, sweet dogs.
They're wonderful.
They can be raised the wrong way to do the wrong things, but for the most part, they're amazing dogs.
Yes.
So good for you for doing that.
Thank
so
you.
what? I mean, they really are. They're just. I mean, sometimes they're sweeter than other dogs. You look at a Chihuahua, boy, they're mean.
Oh, yeah.
That little dog complex of like overcompensation. Okay, so what happened to Pearl?
So Pearl, probably 4 to 6 months after we had, brought her into our family, she started to lose a lot of weight, and we couldn't figure out why, and we brought her to the vet, and they couldn't figure out why, and we were kind of trying a bunch of different stuff, and second, third, fourth, fifth opinion, we couldn't figure it out. So we finally brought her to the ICU at NC State, and that's where they were really able to dedicate the time they needed to and run tons and tons and tons of tests, and we finally figured out that she has what's called EPI, and it means that her pancreas wasn't producing enzymes that were allowing her to actually absorb any of the food we were giving her.
So she was just losing weight, and obviously
Yes.
that's a bad way to set. I mean, there's nothing you can do when they keep losing weight. So how much were the medical bills to get her back healthy?
They were pricey.
So we're pretty much at this point we're probably at around $15,000 or $16,000.
Wow.
We had decided from the very beginning that as long as she was not in pain and she was going to continue to fight, that we would fight.
Well, she's not in
for
pain,
her.
but she's humiliated.
I know.
That's not-
Our dogs are our babies, so
Yeah.
it was never any big decision.
Yeah, look, it's a lot of people. They don't get insurance for their dogs because it's a risk. But it's a lot of people can't afford to do that. So you got lucky because your students heard that your dog was sick, and this is adorable. So they put up a lemonade stand.
Yes.
And they raised how much money?
$120.
Oh, they must have been.
They did.
That's a lot of
Yes.
lemonade. So.
They're so wonderful.
That's
Look at
amazing.
them.
That is a lot of lemonade to sell, $120. I don't know how expensive the glasses were, but that's a lot of money. So good for them. They must be so proud of themselves, and especially for this cause. So I hope that Pearl is better now, right?
She's doing amazing.
Good.
Yes.
Well, that's important.
Look at her. She's so happy.
She's so happy.
Yes, she acts like a puppy again.
God, that's adorable. She's adorable. And Pearl, that's hilarious. All right, well, in case you need to raise money again for Pearl or any other dog, we got you something for those kids that if they want to help you again. And come on over.
Oh my God.
It says Pearls, but if she, hopefully she makes a full recovery, and if she does, it's just in honor of her name, and it's to raise money for any other dog that you rescue. And because you're wonderful people, and Shutterfly has been an amazing partner for us, and they heard about all the medical expenses. So look what a special lemonade stand this is. They want to give you $10,000. You have a dog that is still your dog and still loved, like...
Yes, well, because the dog was our first kid.
Yes.
But interestingly enough, she has taken on, we have 2 dogs, but the one that's been our dog forever, Lola, yes, the best. She's taken on this protective attitude.
Is that your backyard? Where do you live? Where's that?
That's the Griffith Park Observatory,
Okay.
Los Angeles, California.
Right.
But she's been really protective, and the other day, we were sitting on the bed, which is kind of towards the back of the house, far from the front door, and we heard squealing, and I said, God, this kind of sounds like some sort of a dog fight. I hope it's not a coyote. And after about 30 seconds, I said, I better go check on our dogs. I walked to the front of the house, opened the door to see Lola and a German Shepherd-sized coyote in a fist fight on the lawn.
Like this?
Yes!
Wow.
And then of our other dog, Pat, who's utterly useless and always writing checks his butt can't cash, somehow was on the bed with us, like as perplexed as we were as to what the sounds are. Even though he's a dog.
He's bigger.
He knew what the sounds were. So the coyote then, when it sees me, just like a a vampire from Twilight flies over the 7-foot fence, and then Lola just kind of sat there stoically. That was Pat's cue to run out and bark for like a half an hour. I mean, it's just...
And stay out.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so were they really like in a fight?
Oh yeah, big time. And it
Is
happened.
Lola okay?
She's only had one little scratch, but we, as responsible pet owners and parents, took her to the vet, the like emergency vet, and the vet said, "Oh wow, yeah, fight. She must have been tussling with a possum." And I said, "No, it was a coyote." And she said, "Well, no, I think she wouldn't have fared this well if it were a coyote." I said, "Well, Toots, I saw it." "Well, Dr. Toots, it was a coyote. I saw it, and my dog rules."